Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to the call. My name is Dr. Kurt Fisnick. Let me get my lighting here in my room set up. Looks like I'm kind of one of those guys, you know, in the background with my black shirt.
You're in the fog.
Right? Oh, I didn't even think about that when I put this together.
There you go.
There you go.
Your face.
It's still not very good, but it works. So, well, hey, everyone, it's Friday night here, 7 o'clock in the evening on Friday night, and it's Saturday morning down in Australia and New Zealand. So welcome to the call. Thanks for taking time out of your day and being part of this.
You're welcome.
So, and Maria, it's your first time being live on one of our calls. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. You know, it's exciting when we get to hear stories from other people, because sometimes I think a lot of times people say, oh, yeah, you're just making that stuff up. And so before we get the call started today, what I really want to do is I want to share just a piece of information that I was reading earlier today. Hang on one second here. And so can everybody see that? Harvard Health Publishing, Harvard Medical School?
Yep.
All right. So this is interesting. Don't buy into brain health supplements. Forget about those over-the-counter products that promise better memory. So I read through this thing. It says about 25% of people over the age of 50 take a supplement to improve their brain health with a promise of enhanced memory, sharper attention, and focus. The problem, there's no solid proof that any of them work. Well, of course, there's no solid proof because they don't let us do any claims on it. Otherwise, there probably would be. Jeez. But so I went on to read this article, and they said many brain supplements focus on omega-3 fatty acids, such as those found in fish oil, vitamin E, B vitamins, and various combinations. And then it says strong evidence that certain diets like the Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet, the MIND diet can help cognitive function. But let's skip down here. So they're saying these supplements don't work, but then they go on to say there's 3 types of omega-3s, the eicopentanoic acid, EPA, and DHA, as well as ALA, which comes from leafy green vegetables and flaxseed and walnuts and things like that. And the body converts ALA into EPA, DHA, but only in small amounts. So the best way to get the high amounts of EPA and DHA is be eating fish. And you know that I've been really talking a lot about omega-3s lately. Andrea and I have been spending a lot of time on the doctor's clinic call talking about omega-3s, haven't we, Andrea?
Yeah.
And one of the things we say is that it gets rid of inflammation and it helps protect the brain cells.
Right.
Read right in the middle of the screen. What does that say there, Andrea?
Can't see it. It's too little. Sorry.
Oh, too little. You're on your phone. It says omega-3s help build cell membranes in the brain and also have an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effect that could protect brain cells. Right? So here's the article. It says, don't buy into the brain health supplements. But then they go on to say, oh, yeah, but fish oil helps. And then they say vitamin E helps. It helps people with mild to moderate Alzheimer's dementia continue to perform daily life functions for a short period of time. If vitamin E doesn't prevent the disease or reduce other symptoms, and high doses increase the risk of hemorrhagic stroke. Folks, vitamin E, when they're talking about high dose causing risk, that's because they're doing their studies on synthetic vitamin E. Make sure and use natural vitamin E. And then they go on to say that 3 B vitamins are often linked to brain health, B6, B9, B12, because they break down homocysteine. High levels have been associated with a greater risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. And so they say B vitamins. So anyhow, I just wanted to share that. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I find that a lot of times these medical establishments, they'll make comments like that, but then they go on to kind of contradict themselves by saying that, you know, here we are, you know. But in any case, I thought that was interesting. So, Andrea, we're going to start with you since you're up on the screen first there. And, give us a little background of yourself. How did you get into natural health, and what kinds of things have you seen with your own personal health as well as with your family? I mean, I know that you've seen some amazing things happen using the Sisel products.
Yeah. Well, I've always been interested in health and health related topics, and, went to college for a minor in health. So I have a great interest in that. And, when I found Sisel, I did a lot of research for the first 6 months and watched just about every one of Tom Mauer's videos that he has out on the internet. And so developed a great base of knowledge about the products. And in that, I developed a trust in that Tom was a good guy, wore a white hat, and, he had the best of intentions. And so I really trusted, the products that he was putting out, looking at a tour of the factory and just things I learned. I developed a true trust in the products that we have available to us. And when I really got excited was when the age pill first came out. And I just devoured information on it, and I got fantastic results from that. And I wouldn't want to live without it, really. And I was talking to a friend of mine who started using it 4 months after I first started using it today. And I said, "You still taking the H pill?" And she says, "Oh yeah, I'll never be without the H pill." And I said, "Same here. I am so happy that I have this knowledge about how to reverse age." And, I've had several things in my body that have been adjusted toward more health, like my veins, improving, fingernails improving, eyesight improving, getting rid of nerve pain in my legs, my feet, brain function. That was one of the first things that I noticed.
Oh, wait, you can't have any brain function claims because Harvard said no.
Harvard said no. Well, they can come study me anytime they want. But no, truly, must have been that personally I had glycation in my brain, and it cleaned it out, and suddenly my memory was twice as good as it was before. So all of those things, but truly what we're doing is getting rid of the degeneration or lessening the effects of the degeneration. I'm going to be 65 at the end of October. And 2 years ago, I can remember how I felt looking in the mirror 2 years ago before I ever started the H pill. And it was getting pretty depressing, And so understanding some other knowledge that by age 70, every day you live, you're actually degenerating 2 days worth of life, that it has completely slowed that down for me, and I feel like I look a lot younger now than I did even 2 years ago. So, you look better, you feel better, you have more energy, you have a multitude of things getting improved in your body. And, of course, I can't test anything on the inside. I haven't been doing any tests to do that. But if I have all of these signs externally that are improving, I've got to believe that all of my organs are being improved also.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And tell us a little bit about your hair. I notice I'm looking at your hair right now, and the color is just really come back to.
Well, you shouldn't ask that because I actually put henna back in my hair.
Oh, you put henna in it. Okay.
Yeah,
I know the graying left your hair after doing the H pill.
Yeah, it was just light. It used to be actually white, and that changed to kind of a dull blonde. And in the back it got darker again. But yeah, I couldn't handle that anymore, so I stained my hair again. But yeah, my hair, my nails, eyesight, my skin. I'm still amazed constantly at what my skin is like. Just holding the phone with my hands, and you look down at your thumb and you go, is that really my thumb? You know, like it just looks so much younger than it did. So
That's right.
yeah.
Well, I noticed when you put photos up of you and your daughter, you two look more like sisters than you do mother and daughter. So, hey,
Ooh, I like that.
there you go.
23 years younger than me, so I like that.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks for sharing your testimony. It's always exciting to hear from you and hear what's going on over in Michigan and with you and your people over there. You know, Marshall, let's run down to Australia. Let's unmute you and bring you on here. And if you want to tell your story, I know that, you know, we've heard from you several times, just like we have Andrea, but you've got an exciting story. You basically got your life back.
Yeah, I certainly did. And I think I didn't realize how sick I was until I started feeling better. So that's one thing I really want to drive home to people is, you know, think back to even 5 years ago or 10 years ago, how energetic you were, how happy you might have been, you know, your cognitive function and your memory, have those things declined? Because they're the things that I noticed when I started taking the age pill is that, I was just like a 20-year-old again. And I haven't felt this happy, I think, ever. I don't think I've ever felt so happy, so aligned, energetic. My brain fog is completely gone. My memory is completely gone. I mean, it has completely come back. My memory loss has completely gone. So, wow, the quality of life that I have now is absolutely, completely the opposite of what I had 18 months ago when I first started the age pill. So up until that point, I had tried absolutely everything. I was on all the supplements from all different companies. I'd been to naturopaths and osteopaths and chiropractors and acupuncture. I had massage. I even went to, a psychotherapist because I started to believe that maybe this is all in my head. Am I creating all this? One of my doctors wanted to send me to a psychiatrist because they thought I was nuts. So many of you know that I had autoimmune, but the thing is too that I initially was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I thought I had fibromyalgia for 7 years, and that's what I was diagnosed with. And I think I pushed for a diagnosis so that I could go, okay, I've got this condition, now what do I need to do about it? But at the end of the day, I thought, I don't even want to start on any type of drugs. I mean, I had to succumb to some prescription drugs to help me to sleep because my insomnia was just off the Richter. I was sleeping probably 2 nights, maybe a week. And I think that was probably one of my worst symptoms, is not being able to sleep, because it made me so irritable and agitated and really contributed to my depression and anxiety attacks and panic attacks as well. So everything, my whole system was just completely falling apart. I had no quality of life. I was housebound pretty much most of the time. I did get out to work my part-time job as a disability support worker. Luckily, that was in-home care so that I could sit down as much as possible and just do the bare minimum. Glad they're not on this call to listen to that, but I had to make an income. I was a single mum as well, so trying to make ends meet financially, and go to all these practitioners that I was seeing, including a naturopath. It was expensive, and so I ended up. My doctor, after she diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, I ended up on sleep medication. I had medication for, I had antidepressants. I was put on antidepressants. I had pain medication, Sisel. It's a very serious drug. I was pretty much taking Nurofen every single day to help with the pain of the inflammation. There's a few antihistamines. So it was costing a lot of money. But, like you, Andrea, and by the way, I cannot believe you're almost 65. You look like you're just pushing 50. So that's what, the age pill did for me. And I do admit that I did a few other gut healing things as well, but the age pill and Fucoidan really, really, really helped me. So when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis earlier this year, so it was never really fibromyalgia. It was multiple sclerosis. So now I had something to work with. I knew that multiple sclerosis was autoimmune, whereas a lot of websites you go to don't class fibromyalgia as autoimmune. However, it is actually autoimmune. And once I started looking deeper into fibromyalgia, that is what it is. So, as a result, I probably let it affect me for maybe, sorry, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. I think I let it affect me for maybe a day or two. And then I just decided, no, I'm not going to let this claim me. At that point, I was hardly able to walk. I wasn't really able to have a conversation without forgetting my words, forgetting what I was going to say. A lot of people have issues with that. That's not normal. I had a lot of brain fog, memory loss, like all over body trembling and pain, systemic pain. I had IBS. I was completely falling apart. I had liver and kidney issues, and I was really concerned. But as I did more research into autoimmune, I found, and also after speaking with you, Kurt, and one of 8 doctors in the world to have healed autoimmune, I realized that it was just simply a leaky gut issue. So when we have leaky gut, what happens is undigested food particles and also gut bacteria, viruses, parasites, they all end up in our bloodstream. And this is, obviously the bloodstream is systemic. So it's going to our brain, all of our organs, right down to our feet. So that's why we experience systemic pain. Now, what happens is after, we experience the invasion in our blood from all of these, like I said, undigested food particles and viruses and things that are entering our bloodstream, the immune system sees, detects this invasion and goes into to clean up the blood. And this is how they come up with the version of autoimmune being the body attacking itself. But it's really just the immune system trying to clean up the invasion in the blood, trying to clean up all those toxins. And I'm talking environmental toxins as well. And there's lots of those, especially in our foods. We've got molds, everything that's contributing to our decline of health and our bad gut health creates the leaky gut. So the first point of call really is to heal the leaky gut, and that's what I ended up doing with the Ficoidin and a few other products, the Balance D, double dosed on the Balance D. I started taking the H pill, and so within, I think it was about 8 weeks, I was back at full-time work. I was completely functioning normally. My memory came back. My cognitive function was great. It was just unbelievable. I felt so happy. I'm off all of my medication, which I went off probably within about 3 or 4 months, because that's really the time that it takes to heal your gut properly and, give it some time. So I also had really severe food allergies, where I would end up having anaphylactic type symptoms. So I'd have trouble breathing, and my face would swell, my brain would swell. It was absolutely awful. I thought I was going to die, and I'm not dramatizing that. It was really awful experience. So yeah, once I went on to all these products, and there was probably 4 or 5. So it wasn't expensive. It was affordable, and even me working part time, it was affordable. I did without other things to make this happen for me. And because all of the testimonials that I had listened to about the H pill after Rosalind put me onto it, I knew this would work for me. And I think part of healing is also your what's the word, your commitment in your mind. I can't think of the word, but it's just a mental decision that you have to get to just make a decision just to say I'm not going to be sick anymore. And then I think a lot of the mindset, that's the word I'm thinking of, change your mindset to I am well, I am healing, thank you, and pray and believe that it's going to happen, and all of the right advice and all of the right testimonials and recordings will come in, just fall into your lap like as if by magic. So that's all we need, is this just a mindset of knowing that we can heal. Take your power back That's what I'm all about, is take control of your health and your healing. Stop giving away control of your health and healing to the medical professionals who, just want to give us drugs, which again, further contribute to leaky gut. So, me starting the age pill and Fucoidan, oh my God, it's opened up so many doors for me. I've just got this incredible panel of experts in regards to health and wellness and nutrition and healing, and I'm well. I'm 100% well. I walk every day. Just 2 weeks ago, I did 10,000 steps for the first time since I've been unwell. So I had goosebumps.
Congratulations!
I felt like crying. Yeah, thank you. So it's not a miracle. It's just knowing what you need to do to claim back your health and your power, and be surrounded by the right people to get the right information. It's all there. And so if anybody needs any advice, contact Kurt. He can help you just like he did to me. I remember the first phone call I had with you, Kurt. Far out. I remember you saying, "Oh, autoimmune. Oh, that's just a gut health issue. That's easy. We can fix that." And I'm just like, okay. So no doctor ever told me that. No doctor ever told me any of what you have told me.
Yeah.
So
I got an easy job though. All I got to do is look at what they did wrong, and then I can just go off of that.
Yeah.
Just do the opposite of what they did. All right. Well, thanks for the testimonial. I mean, for everybody that's on the call, I mean, you got to be super excited when you hear testimonials like what Marsha just gave. I mean, here she was almost to the point to where, really you were going to give up. I think is what you had told me at one time. And
yeah, I was very close. When I first had my MS diagnosis, I remember I was in my bedroom and I was so exhausted and I was so emotional. And I just thought, I thought I had done all the right things. I've been to all the natural specialists and therapists. I tried all the diets. I felt like I had exhausted every option and I was about to give up. And I knew that if I would give up, that I would fall to the floor, literally, and I would need a wheelchair from that point forward. So that's how much strength, that's how much physical and mental and emotional strength that I was holding on to function every day. That's how bad I was. I was almost about to give up. And then I think it was a phone call with Rosalind, and I was crying on the phone and I said, I don't know what else to do, help me. And she put me onto you, and that's kind of where everything changed from there. You came to Australia. You heard about my testimony after, our phone call, and I'd started the products. And the rest is history.
We welcome you back to the real world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing your story. Let's run over to Maria. Maria's also in Australia there. Maria, I know you don't want to be on video, but if you want to unmute yourself, welcome to the call.
And thank you so much.
Isn't that just a couple of wonderful testimonials? Don't you just love hearing stories like that?
Oh, it's very exciting. And I've had some personal successes with different products over the last few years. But the one I want to share today is one that happened just recently with a friend, neighbour of mine. She's 71 and she's actually on a waiting list to have surgery for a knee replacement in a few weeks. And her knee was so inflamed, so swollen. She's been in a lot of pain. She's been on anti-inflammatory drugs, very strong painkillers, which are having lots of other side effects. I went to see her just recently when she was at her wit's end. She actually said to me that her knee was so painful, she really wanted her leg gone. She just couldn't cope anymore. She'd had enough. And she's on the waiting list. She doesn't have private health insurance, so she's on the waiting list to have this operation. I went home. I was so distraught myself. I actually picked up, I thought, what did I give her? Fucoidan and the age pill, and I took it straight back to her. She took 20 mils of Fucoidan, and I actually suggested, because I'd had a problem with bursitis in my shoulder, and I was actually swigging the Fucoidan over the next 24 hours, and it actually really helped me. So I actually said the same to her, which she did, and I gave her the age pill, 3 age pills, and she was taking 6 a day. 3 days later, she was in the garden weeding and potting plants, and she had virtually no pain by them, and exclaimed that she had more energy than she did when she was about 40 years old. She has to see her specialist next week to prepare her for surgery. And she doesn't really think she actually needs a replacement, but she's going to find out what the surgeon suggests. Her pain's gone. The inflammation's gone. Her knee's no longer swollen. She's got full movement of her leg, of her knee, and she feels well.
Wow.
So I'm just absolutely amazed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heck of a story, isn't it?
It is, and I know that the products have been amazing for me. So
Tell us what the products have done for you.
Well, I had bursitis in my shoulder, extremely painful. I jarred my shoulder, and the next morning it locked up. My arm locked up, and I had to have my friend help me get dressed and undressed at night. And I was having cortisone injections. I had one. I thought, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. But I was on strong anti-inflammatories. Then the age pill wasn't around, but I had Fucoidan, and I virtually drank a whole bottle of Fucoidan in 2 days. And I was back on the dance floor dancing a few days later. It'd gone, and I haven't had it since. So that was pretty amazing. So yeah.
Yes, bursitis of the shoulder, right? That's what you said. That could be extremely painful, can't it?
Oh, I've never experienced pain like that for, except for childbirth, but otherwise I haven't.
It's like when you have pain right here, isn't it?
Yes, and my arm had locked up, so I could not move my arm away from my body, from my torso.
Right,
but I had no pain relief from lying down, sitting up, standing up, and I was in tears. It was just so extremely painful. And I tried all sorts of different therapies. I went to a naturopath, couldn't help me, but the Fucoidan did. And that was incredible.
Wow. Well, we're glad that you got started on the products and had those kind of results.
Yes, and now I won't go off them now. So, well, if I do come off them, if I go away on holidays, I forget to take them with me. I noticed a huge difference after a couple of weeks. So I get back on them straight away, and I really shouldn't go off them at all. They're amazing.
That's right. Yeah. Anytime I go, I have almost a separate suitcase full of my vitamins that I bring with me.
Good thinking.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for sharing, Maria. Thanks for being on the call for the first time. And would you jump on every week and then every month we have a testimonial call, and every so often if you'd update us on how you're doing and maybe let us know some more about the people that you're working with.
Yeah, would love to. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to play a video here that I have. And hang on one second. It's a testimonial. And then I see that Marcia, your friend Anna is on the call, so we'll get her on as well. So hang on one second. Let me play this video here. It's a testimonial from Tracy.
How you going?
Good.
Good.
Really good.
Hey, Tracy, tell us what you've been doing lately.
What I've been doing, I've been taking this amazing product. Before I started taking it, I was quite sluggish. I had no energy. I was always napping. And my whole bowel system was all everywhere. And I said, and since I've been taking this amazing product, I've been taking it for about, 6 months? And I feel I've got a new me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've just, I feel really, really good. I'm energetic. My skin feels really good. My whole body system is really working good, and I just feel so fit and so healthy.
Awesome. You said to me the other day that people were making like comments at work and stuff.
Yes, people are coming up to me and asking me, why are you so alert? So you're up and go. You've got a lot of energy in you. The time you get to work, and I said, wow, yeah, I've noticed it too. I've been taking this amazing product.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I really recommend it to a lot of people.
Your boss must be happy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. And Joseph said Joseph's been taking the same kind of product, hasn't he? He's had a great result, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. His whole he's got quite good skin anyway, but he's got a lot of energy. Well, he's always had a lot of energy, but he gets gout. And since he's been taking this product, he hasn't had any gout. And he's been eating whatever he wants. So
She's talking about page scale, folks, in case
Jack can be really painful, I believe. Really painful.
Yes.
I remember he was telling me about it. Yeah.
What sort of food you're going to have and stuff like that. But, since he's been, and even the main product that he's been taking is just, it's just doing, you can just see it. We can just see it in both of us.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I remember we had a talk with Dr. Kurt Fesnick, remember, from America, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying for what Joseph should be doing, I guess, really natural stuff. Yeah.
And that's what my husband likes is natural stuff. He's had things from doctors.
Oh, right.
And he's had medication from doctors and that, and he's researched all those medication, and it's just no good for them. No good for them. So since he's been taking this this product, he's just really, really good, doing really, really well.
What I like about naturals is that they don't push the body like medications push the body.
Yeah.
But the naturals, the body just uses what it needs, and to correct itself, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Helping Joseph with his gout, because he's cleaning the garbage out.
Yes.
And he's probably putting the garbage back in. No, but he's keeping up with it. You know what I mean? He's keeping up with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's coping a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's feeling really, really good.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Tress. All right, cool. I suppose we'll leave it at that, eh?
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll have another chat. We can have another chat about other.
Well, isn't that exciting when you hear testimonials? People, sometimes they can't make it onto the call, but they'll do a recording like that. And it's exciting to hear that. Before we go to, let's see, Marcia, you said your friend Anna was on?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find her. Let me just message her to see if she's having any trouble, but she said she'd hop on. So give me a minute.
Okay, I don't see her on there, but I was just going to share a story that a friend of mine, she sent me this story, and so I'm just going to read it. She said that her brother Lenny was diagnosed with colon cancer. And as a result of having colon cancer, he had to have a section of his colon removed. And when he went to the doctors, even after they removed the colon, the cancer had moved on to his liver. It had metastasized to his liver. And the doctors put him on these chemo tablets. And of course, you know, like most people, when they go on chemo, they got really sick. And at a certain time, the doctors just really said, it's not working. It's not doing what we want it to do. And so Letitia was sharing with her brother Lenny a couple of different products from Sisel. And of course, we can't say cure, we can't say treat, you know, all those things. We can't even allude to the fact. All we can say is that natural products like what we're talking about tonight, what they do is they optimize your body's response. They optimize your body's immune system. They optimize your body's function so that everything is functioning at a higher level, at a higher frequency. But anyhow, you know, Letitia, you put your brother on Age Pill and the H2 sticks, the Balance D. And he started to feel better, and then you added the entire triangle of life and the body shield, and so the note that you had sent me was that, you know, by the time the doctors got done with him, he was looking like he was basically one of those people in a refugee camp that haven't been allowed to eat. Maybe they've been, you know, starved, going through starvation. He was down to 38 kilos. And now that he's on these products, you know, he's put some weight on. And I know you didn't want to be live on the call or anything, but in the chat box, you know, if you could just tell us, you know, how much weight did he actually put on? If you could put that in the box there, that would be nice. Letitia, think I'm saying that right? There you are. Okay, you're not exactly sure. Would you say that he's put on, you know, 10 kilos, which would be about 25 pounds? Just by looking at him? You know, I know, you know, one of the things that you've commented is that you've said that natural products, even your dad was a proponent of eating properly and natural products. So, you know, well, I'm glad you shared that story with me, and I'm glad that your brother's doing better. That's great. You know, Marcia, did your friend Anna, did she make it onto the call?
I'm just messaging her now. She's just seen my message.
Okay. Well, you're doing that. I'm going to go and I'm going to share another live testimonial. The record, I guess it's not live, it's a recorded one. You know, so hang on.
Yeah.
I got a couple more recordings that I wanted to play here. So hang on. These are Age Pill testimonials as well. And this is from Sally. And
thanks, Neeralee, for joining us today. So I was excited to have you on the call because I know we were speaking the other day and you were sharing an awesome story about your dad and his experience. And so I'll let you talk and that'd be great.
Okay, well, glad to talk to you, Katie. Yes, my dad is in a nursing home and he's 94. He's been there for 4 years. And he's been on the age pill since it came out. So how long has that been?
It came out in June, around July 2017.
2 years he's been on the ACE. And I really think it has made a very big difference with him, and he does too. Before that, he was sort of very tired and had a dull head, so to speak. But his head seems to have cleared, and we can tell by the fact that he's more talkative with people. He used to sit at his table and they'd all sit there and say nothing, and now he asks questions to them and tries to get conversation going.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, it's really noticeable, and he just seems to have more energy. He's going to exercise classes now, which he never did before.
Really?
Because he just didn't feel like it.
Wow.
And they've just started on an extra exercise class for a few people to see how it goes. So that was good.
Fantastic.
One thing was he'd sort of stopped watching TV because, he didn't feel like it. His mind was dull, didn't feel like, watching TV. But now he's watching it, discussing, brings up things that he's seen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really noticeable too.
Wow.
So and it's quite funny that he never wants to miss. He goes searching for the nurses every afternoon because he doesn't want to miss. He's got to have it half an hour before his meal.
Oh, wow.
No, I don't really need to worry, Dad. No, I've got to have it. Want to get the best out of it. So that's pretty good.
Fantastic. And so how old is he again for those listening?
94.
Wow. That's fantastic. And so he said that he said to you that it made a big difference to him. It was his opinion too, wasn't it?
Yes, he really thinks that his improvement is because of the age pill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Great. Well, thank you for sharing on the call today. I appreciate your time. It was great. All right. Well, thanks a lot. We'll speak to you again soon.
Okay, thanks, Katie. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Hi, Sally. Thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Katie. And how are you?
Good. Thank you. So we're really pleased to have you on the call. If you'd like to share your testimonial, that'd be great.
Awesome. So I started the age pill in 2017 around August. So I'm going to just talk about the age pill because I have been on the other Sisel products, the other supplements for a while. Mm-hmm. And I've had skin issues, like I've had atopic dermatitis. Mm-hmm. I've seen the doctor, I've gone to see the specialist, but all they could tell me was that I could only control it. There was no cure for it. Uh-huh. I had like a lot of rash especially on the palms of my hands, and it was always breaking out, and it never healed. Like I would have what do they give me? The ointment. They only give me ointment for it, but it would. It was just controlling it. It wasn't doing anything to heal it. Yeah, it was really annoying because because I work a lot with my hands, and it was really got to a point where I was a bit depressed because there was nothing was helping me.
Right.
So when I started on Sisel about Sisel products, it sort of helped a little bit, like it sort of controlled it, but now and then it would break out. Like this is between about from 2015 to about 2017. Mm-hmm. And when I started hearing about the age pill, I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. I thought the age pill is going to really do something. Mm-hmm. So I started the age pill in August, and oh my goodness, when I started the age pill, it was just like my skin was just like I needed this because I could just feel. I took the 6 tablet in the morning and 6 tablet in the afternoon. So I actually went on the 12 tablets, mm-hmm. I could just feel my whole body like settling. I could feel my skin settling, like just calm down, because I was having a really bad flare about the time I took the age pill, so I was doing the 12 tablets of age pill, and I felt it just started to really control my dermatitis.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so your skin's improved a lot since you've been taking it?
Yes, it has. It's funny though, because what's it now, 2019? Because I was taking the H pill, and my skin started to feel like skin again after so long, and so into about 2018, I decided to go down, like with my the number of H pill I was taking. So I went down to 9 and then went down to 6, gradually, like 3 months. And then in March this year, I decided to just take 3. So from January. From January this year, I started to just take 3 because I thought, well, I'm not getting my flares again. My skin's fine and everything. But around March or April, it broke out like really bad.
Right. Wow.
Oh, yeah, it just went crazy. Like, I started to itch, and my skin just went back to, being, flary and just itchy, and nothing I could do. So I decided, oh my goodness, and I had just ran out of H pill. Out of H pill. That was when I called you, Katie, to order the 2. Yeah, 2 H pill bottles. And I was really desperate. So as soon as I got it, I went back to the 12 tablet. Within probably about 2 or 3 weeks, my skin got better again.
Wow. So
so now I'm on the 12 tablets. Obviously something in the ingredient there that my skin needs. So
yeah, definitely. Wow, what a great testimonial. It's really helped you a lot then.
Yes. I mean, it's great to actually, no scratching and all that, because it's all over my body, like when I get my dermatitis. So missing my face, thank God, but but I'm just so happy now because and I do cleaning as well in the school, and it wouldn't have helped if I have my skin having problems like that. So now I'm so happy because I could work and not have skin problems.
Fantastic. Wow, what a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
What a great story that was. I'm super excited about, hearing about people's testimonials and the results, So, I've moved Anna over here to the panelist side. Anna, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you, Doctor.
All right.
Can you hear
Well,
me?
I'm gonna let Marsha interview you since she's very familiar with your story, and if you could just tell us a little bit about what's going on and how Sisel's helped you.
Yes, certainly. Are you there? Are you there?
Marsha, you got to mute yourself there.
Hi, Anna. Sorry,
Hi,
I had
Marsha.
myself muted still. Hi, Anna
Hi,
and I actually looked through Facebook because I had made a comment on a page in the US, I think, and then she found me. She's in New Zealand, I'm in Australia, and we connected through a page in the US. So Anna contacted me and explained to me that she had a very sick daughter with a lot of rheumatoid arthritis. She was in a lot of pain and was bedbound most days and just didn't really have much life in her. And so I suggested the age pill. So Anna, I'll let you tell the story from there.
Yeah, certainly. It was a long journey for my daughter, Samantha. Around 2007, she had this funny feeling, and no one even knew that she had arthritis until later on, probably in the next year. Then the doctors diagnosed her with rheumatoid arthritis, and then from there on. But before that, she had all these kind of shivering, and no one knew what was happening. Sometimes the doctor would say that she needs to drink a lot of water, dehydrated, and all that, and just dismiss her again to go back home. But from time to time she will put on a lot of weight, and then when she gets sick sometimes, she'll lose a lot of weight. So that's how sick she was at that time. And then she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And then she was given all these medications to be taken. All these years, she had all this kind of pain around the whole body. Actually, the shoulders and the neck were affected, and the knees had pain, chronic pain everywhere. The fingers and the ankles were all affected. But that was all was given, even though the medications she was taking, they were all would be helpful for a little while, and then it will go back to normal. What I mean normal is pain all the time. She felt the pain all the time, very chronic pain that, sometimes, as a mother to her, I felt, I can feel the pain that she's going through. And sometimes she has to drag herself out of bed. And all these years, she's been going through that. And all I could have helped her with is to try and change her diet and try to get it on, healthy food, because I believe natural food will be able to make a change in her. So,
yeah. And how old is Samantha? Would you like to just tell everybody how old Samantha is?
Samantha is now 41.
Yeah,
41.
So a little bit young to have severe arthritis.
I believe she was in, she was about 20, probably 29 or 28 when she was diagnosed with the arthritis. Very young.
Yeah.
So she had that 4 years on and off. The pain comes on and off and all that. Till I met up with Marsha. That's, I think it's the beginning of the year, or March, or
it was
April,
about March or April. Yeah.
This year. Then I met Marsha on the internet. Funny. It was a comment that she put on a comment to someone else's and online, and then I read her comment, and then I thought, it sounds really good. It sounds like the product that Marsha is actually mentioned here sounds pretty good. I just want to find out more about this because it might help my daughter. So I did, and thank God that I found Marsha and she helped us. So, words cannot explain, but I'm so
And it was
thankful.
about 2 or 3 weeks later, Anna, that you called me, and you were quite emotional because I remember you saying that Samantha had gotten out of bed at 7:30. You'd all been to church, and then you went out for lunch, and then you came home at 1:30, and she was sitting at the table. Right. She opened up her laptop, and she's still sitting there 4 hours later. I remember that.
I've been reading her. I've been, observing her move and all that. How she's, because before, before she would stay home too. Most of the time. She was going through the same thing when she was doing her degree in education, and also when she started work, she would go on to work and off work. She would stay at home like a week or 2 weeks from work.
So what would you say? What would you say would be the biggest difference that you've noticed in Samantha within just a couple of months?
Yes. The biggest difference and the joy that I've got as a mother from the Sisel products and some other products from other companies that lovely Marsha have recommended for me to give her. I've seen her very active right now. I mean, nearly back to her normal life, to when she was young, before she had this disease, so she can get up early in the morning. Sometimes she'll leave home at about 6 o'clock in the morning. So that means she gets up at 5, get ready, and go to work. She was on the Sisel product. What she was on, she's on Fugoidin, the H pill, the vitamin D3, Restore for Life, and now 3 weeks into the pre and probiotic. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, since that time, since she started on the products, she hasn't missed any work since then.
Right.
Yeah. She hasn't missed work at all, and she gets up early in the morning, and she will be active. And when I come home, as a mother, most of the time in the past, I would, you know what? Honestly, I'm the one who do the cooking for her. You know, I would cook for her, and I would clean up the dishes. I will do a lot of housework because I don't want to leave anything for her to do because I know she's in pain. So, but right now, when I get home from work, Samantha is doing cooking for us all, me and her dad and the family. And most of the time she will do the mopping, the cleaning. She's back to normal, you know, slowly she's actually picking up her strength. She's more active now. She's a lead singer in our church, praise and worship. So she does the program every, and do the practice for her team once a week, like Wednesdays, they have the practice. So she's very active now. Before, she would ask somebody else to take her place. Sometimes she will drag herself to church, and she will, because she couldn't get up on the stage, she will sing. She'll be given a microphone to sing from the floor, you see. But now she's up there on the stage every Sunday morning, which is something I'm so thankful. I thank God, and I thank God for sending Marsha my way, and we'll be able to connect. And I'm so happy. I'm a happy mother now. I thank God for that. I'm sorry, I'm emotional because it is my daughter. And I believe every mother will have the best for their daughters and for their children. So I am so thankful for the products. I believe with the symbiotic that she's now taking, sooner or later she will be, probably around 80, 90%, up to 100%, strengthened and back to normal. And because of Samantha's situation and the change that's made in her body because of the products, I also recommended the product to other people that will come across. And I'm so thankful. I'm taking it myself too, but the most of the products I'm giving it to Samantha to take it because of the financial situation. But I'm taking the H pill as well. And I'm so thankful. I've seen the change in myself as well. I've lost a little bit of weight and I want to lose more. So thank you so much for the time. I would love to get back on this chat later on, some other time in the future. But I would love to. I'm still recommending that because I know a lot of sick people around here, in New Zealand, in Auckland itself, a lot of sick people. And I had a good chance to meet up with Dr. Ross one and a half week ago, and it was an honor to meet up with Doctor. And I'm looking forward to the second time. I think he's coming back in November. Wow, it's gonna be great and awesome. Thank you so much for bringing me on, Marsha and Doctor. Thank you so much, and all those on the panel. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thanks for being on, Anna. What a great story. And won't you agree to come back and share your daughter's story as she continues to get better?
Yes, certainly, Doctor. I will. Definitely.
All right.
I would love to come on. Thank you.
We'll have you back on in about 60 to 90 days to share her progress.
Awesome. Yes,
all right.
Yes, I will. I would love to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We've heard some wonderful stories tonight. We've heard some great stories, really some life-changing stories that it's amazing, and I love this call. I love doing the testimonial call because it hits me right here in the heart, and it makes me think, just for my own family, what would it be like if I didn't have these products? Would I've lost my mom and dad to cancer? Would I've lost my brother to cancer? And so it's nice to hear great stories and hear how people basically came back from the brink of death and get out there and share this with everybody. and share the products and let them know that, maybe we can make a difference. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for being on the call tonight. Thanks for sharing your story. I'll have this on YouTube in the next half hour or so. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Marsha. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Anna.
Bye.
Bye. God bless. Have a good Sunday tomorrow. Bye-bye.
God bless you, Anna.